The confession of one person can all of a sudden bring about the sense of progress in another person because they realize they're not isolated, they're not alone. And I've had that happen for me many times in my own life where the confession of struggle in one individual all of a sudden made me feel, you know what, I can handle this if they're struggling with the same thing I am. So that's what we're doing in this series. Today, we are wrapping out our series, Confessions.
Welcome. You're listening to the Leading Hope Podcast. My name is VJ Williams, here with my friend and pastor, Kevin Jack. Thank you for joining us, taking time out of your busy week and day to become a better leader. If you're new, we release a new episode every Wednesday. We'd love for you to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Get that automatically downloaded on Wednesday mornings. Also, share this with a friend on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and rate and review, please, on Apple Podcast. A few extra minutes absolutely help get this podcast in the hands. So many more leaders like you trying to get better like us. Visit leadinghope.online. Get updates, find out more about the Leading Hope community. Next, this is the last of Confessions. The last
Done.
session, as
Last
we have
session.
said. Episode 194. You ready for this title? I'm sure you are, because you wrote it. I get bored easily. Easily.
I didn't put always in this one.
No, you didn't. I always get bored easily.
No, stop it. That's not what it says. I also realized when I did the intro thing, I said we're going to wrap out instead of wrap up.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
We're going to wrap.
I don't know if we got that kind of skill.
Confession, we're going to wrap this. I can't even say it legitimately. Yeah, so I want to talk about that today.
Yeah.
I want to talk about boredom.
Wow.
Which I know this seems like counter.
You do. This is if you want a quick insight to the brain of Kevin Jack, it's this episode right now. And I haven't read the content yet, but the title is fitting.
I know it sounds.
I'm not gonna say that. I was almost said something.
What are you gonna say?
Nope.
Go.
Not doing it. Nope.
I want to know.
You really want me to?
I do.
All right, here we go. This is fun for everyone. We don't do this very often because it's not helpful. But every once in a while, you have to do stuff that's not helpful. So here's I get bored with Kevin. You know what, guys? Let's change the host. Let's do video. It's gonna be great, and it's gonna make me less bored.
It's true. It's true. And now we've done not video for a couple weeks.
And now I'm bored. We're going back to video.
Pretty soon we're going to go back to video.
For sure. Because I am bored.
Because I get bored with it.
Fair.
I know it sounds crazy that like we're 194 episodes into this podcast.
I wasn't going to bring this up, but my buddy from Las Vegas just texted me yesterday, and he goes, because the 191 had came out.
Yeah.
It's 191 episodes. I really didn't know he listened.
Yeah.
He's an engineer in Las
awesome.
Vegas, and he goes 191, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of wild. Like 191's a lot.
It feels like I'm not being honest by saying I get bored and we're 194 episodes in.
Yeah.
Like, I get bored.
Yeah.
I don't know how long most podcasts actually are before they
I don't know.
discontinue them forever,
Yeah.
but my guess is not 194 episodes.
Yeah. So far.
But I am.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's ridiculous, but I do. I get bored so easily.
That's fair. Yes.
And part of the nature of it is like in ministry, and I'm sure this is true of all jobs. Okay, but I've only been a pastor, so I can only talk about being a pastor.
You worked at the golf course.
I did work at the golf course. So like part of the nature of it is that like.
Did you get bored at the golf course?
Yeah, so bored. I got bored working at the golf course. I got bored driving to the golf course. I got bored playing golf at the golf course. Gosh, like this is the epitome of it. You're like, do you want to play golf? And I'm like, are we playing 18 or 9? Like 9. I was like, okay, can I only play 7? Because I have like 18 holes. Absolutely not. There is no way on earth.
Yeah.
9 holes.
Why do you bogey every hole in your 7 handicap? Play 7 holes.
I don't want to play 9 holes. 9 holes is so many. It's so long.
Sorry, I cut you off. I just wanted to see if that was boring to you too.
No, the nature of like with ministry is it's different stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
And I can't describe, and fortunately because of capacity and skill. I don't do much of it anymore. But like when you go through counseling, like take people, like I'm not saying like I know that I have a problem be going through counseling. I just want to make sure people understood, like as the counselor in that situation, like everybody thinks their situation is so unique. It's not.
Yep.
It's not. Like I was probably 6 years in, and then I was like, this isn't new. None of this is new. It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's different people. The details are different. Some of the personalities aren't even that different, to be honest with you. Like, it's predictable. Like, Sunday comes every 7 days.
Yeah.
For 18 years of ministry.
Yeah.
Sunday comes every 7 days.
Yep.
And I can remember at first, like, I just get, some of this is going to sound like cranky.
Yeah.
There's a positive side on the other end of this. I want to be clear.
Yeah.
But like I remember early on, like I would get so pumped for a series. I'd be like, oh my gosh, we're going to do a new series. Because I'd never done a series.
Right.
And now it's like, another series is coming. I'm like, yep.
Yep.
And I'm excited about what's going to happen within it, but I'm not excited just for it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I think you're saying things that a lot of people think, but would never want to admit.
Yeah.
Because it makes them feel lesser than or not all the way for whatever they're doing.
Yes.
And it's just not true.
Yep. When I first started working out, I was pumped.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be awesome.
Like literally.
That's good. You got me on that. But like I never did. I was working out with a friend who was a physical therapist. I was like, this is going to be great. And now I'm like, I'm pumped, but I'm not pumped.
You were, yeah. Arnold.
So that's the confession part. Here's the danger, okay? The danger is that my boredom leads me to disengage from important work, and my boredom leads me to change what's working.
Oh, so good.
The second one, I do.
Oh, yeah. I'm affirming. Like, that's...
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I wish it wasn't true.
Well, but it happens. I mean, but the other one sets up I just believe that it's it sets you up for it.
Yeah.
What you actually need to be.
So I hope I'm not disengaging from important work.
No.
Because I'm bored. But I do know that at times I change what's already working. And so if we just kind of take a deeper dive into this, because my guess is you get bored as well. Like I would acknowledge, like, the nature of ministry is it's the same. Even though it's different, it's the same. The nature of working at the golf course it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing today? We're mowing greens. All right, cool. What am I on tomorrow? You're mowing greens. Great. Wednesday? I'll give you 2 guesses. You only need 1.
I want to just say what I was saying about the second one. My boredom leads me to change what's working.
Yeah.
What I actually believe it actually does is the boredom and the ability to want to make things alive is the opposite of saying bored, is the thing that actually helps you change things that are working for things that can actually work better.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Yep.
Not because you just want to change it.
So if I can dive into that.
Your boredom.
Yeah.
If it's the right thing.
Yep.
But your boredom will actually help you change things for better things. And that's a good thing.
You can break things that aren't broke.
Right.
To improve them and make them better.
Yes, absolutely.
And so as we like kind of take this deeper dive into this, like the thing I want to acknowledge is like there is an entrepreneurial spirit, that's a hard word to say, in you and in me, in all of us. And like I just say, like personally, like steady pace is not my desire. It's not fun for me.
Yeah.
I will go walk with my wife because she wants to walk. Walking is not fun. It's way too slow. And I need to say, like, if I go out and jog, which is like, I don't know, like once a month.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's go out and run. Like, I don't, like, people are like, oh, you got to be zone 2 cardio. Like, you got to keep, like, heart rate in a spot where you could easily have a conversation while you're running. That's not fun.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, zone 2 I know what zone 2 audio is.
Zone 2 is like, I don't know what zone 2 audio is. Let me just stay on this one. Zone 2 cardio is like 60 to 70% of your max heart rate.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Zone 2.
Yeah. But like, that's not fun.
What's zone 1?
50 to 60.
Nah, I like that one.
Or is it, I guess zone 0 is anything under than 50.
Zone 0 is like you're breathing.
But I don't like, that's not fun for me. So like, if I go out and run, like I'll look at like my fitness tracker afterwards, activity detector, and be like, your max heart rate on your light jog was 178.
Is it sarcastic?
And it's just like, oh, that's that's probably too much. But that's how I'm wired. Like, that's how I want to run.
I got you.
And so the thing I just want people to be able to see within this is that boredom is both a great strength and a potential weakness.
Good.
And you have to acknowledge both ends of that. You have to acknowledge the thing that causes you to be bored is the thing that will enable you to make change quickly, to make improvements where no one else can see what needs to be improved, to start things that no one else would even pick up starting. And sometimes the things we start aren't even for the best reasons. We just want to see if it can happen.
Right.
And that's a perfectly valid reason to bring something into existence. I've never seen someone do this.
Yep.
Let's see if we can work. And so I just want to acknowledge, like, it will lead you to do starter work that few people want to do. And it also has the potential to lead you away from what is effective and what is important. And so if I could just, like, the thing I want to emphasize just on this of, like, that it's a great strength is the idea that I've heard the phrase, well, anyone can start something. You need a great leader to be able to sustain it.
Oh,
maybe you've heard some sense of that.
Preach on that.
But, like, here's the problem is not everyone can start something.
Yeah.
Like, this is the reality.
Yeah.
And they say, like, anyone can start something. No, they can't. Like, they may be able to begin, but
They
to
can
actually,
come
like,
up with the idea.
to actually get it off the ground.
Yeah.
It maybe I'm just, like, splitting hairs on the definition. Like, anyone can start, but you have to actually be able to finish. And you go, not everyone can start a business.
Right.
Not everyone has that aptitude on there. Not everyone has that, like, intensity that it takes.
Tenacity, yeah.
I can tell you this, like, not everyone can start a church.
Nope.
Like, there's a level of intensity that is needed for a season that I promise you, there's a whole bunch of people. You couldn't even get a first meeting together.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thought of the mental toughness to get through the time commitment to even consider, they're already out. They tapped out before they even started. Tap out. No way.
And so just to, like, counteract that for a second as to what often people, because what I think people are is they're dismissive of the entrepreneurial spirit that lies within many people.
Yeah.
And when you're dismissive of that, all of a sudden people will have a tendency to discount it in themselves. So I just want you to know, hey, your boredom is a great strength, but it's also a potential weakness. So let's deal with how you deal with the potential weakness side of it and how you keep that from keeping you from what is effective and what is efficient. It's
good.
And so I just have two ideas here today. The first one is the main one, and that is to say you need to learn how to change what won't impact outcomes. There's 1,000 things you can change that to pacify your boredom. There's 1,000 things that you can change that won't actually impact the outcomes that you're working with. Things I change how I work. I change where I work. I change when we meet. I change where we meet. I change who is in the meeting. Like, constantly. I swear every 3 months, everyone on our team gets a new calendar invite as to when our new meeting times are.
Yep.
We just did it again. Literally this last week, we just changed them again.
Yep.
And as we go through that is like, and it's not just like, I'm bored with this meeting, I want to change it. I want to tinker with it. I want to try to make it better. I want to see what we can do that'll make a little difference. If we meet in this environment instead of this environment, what does it do? If we put baptism here instead of here in the service. And, like, we had a friend visit recently who sat in some meetings, and they were shocked that we completely redesigned the order of service every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would be bored out of my mind.
Yeah.
And they're like, some churches every single week. I'm not meaning to be dismissive of this. This is personal temperament.
Right.
But, like, if every single week I walked in and it was, okay, what 3 songs are we doing? Because we always do 3 songs. And then the host comes up and the host says, some of the times the host has to say the exact same thing.
Absolutely.
But they also need to change it up in some ways. But it's like, and the host is going to say these exact same things. And then it's going to go to a bumper video. And then it's going to go to you. And then it's a closing song. And then we dismiss. I would hate that. Yeah. I would hate it if it was the exact same every single week.
Absolutely.
And so part of it is, like, I want to change what won't impact outcomes. The other side of it is you learn how to change what is within the box without changing the box itself.
It's good.
So, like, I have a message structure that I prefer. Okay. A message structure that I feel like is effective, but I'm switching it up constantly. I'm changing what it is at all times within it. And so that's just effective for me. And then this leads to the second thing as to how I live within my own boredom, is to say, I want to find ways to challenge myself.
Yeah.
And I believe this, like give the parallel, my kids, they're like, at the end of summer, they always do this. They'll come to me and they'll just be like, we are bored. There is nothing to do. And when I'm a bad parent, I'll start threatening all the stuff that they have that I'll take away. Like, oh, this? You don't have this? You don't have this? Okay, if we don't have them, let's just take them. When I'm a good parent, I respond simply with, your boredom is not my responsibility.
Oh, good. That's good.
I don't give them stuff to do because I don't.
There was a third option in there. It was like,
no, just bad and good.
Hey, kids. I'm so excited that you're bored, because so is Daddy.
That's great. It's great.
Oh, that's great.
Or if I was just like, hey, you're bored? Pull weeds.
Yeah.
You're bored?
Oh, yeah, that's
do
great.
Dishes.
All right.
Never mind. That's what I'm going to do now.
Yeah, weed pullers.
But I just want to set it on my kids. And I know some parents, they feel the need. This is not meant to be a parenting podcast.
No.
But they want to give their kids all the activities.
Yeah.
I want my kids to find them.
That's
because
great.
This is what I believe, is that the kids who always have activities provided for them are now the people who blame their boss for being bored.
Oh, it's so good.
And I just want you to know, like, if you're boarding your work, if you don't work in a factory, but if you're boarding your work, it's your responsibility.
Yeah.
It's your responsibility to challenge yourself. It's your responsibility to either do the work in a way or to find a way to have work that is actually interesting and engaging.
Yeah, not to keep on the kids thing real quick, but we had that little thing, and actually we had a meeting that talked about this, or not a meeting, but someone brought up in a meeting this concept of yo-yo night. You're on your own. But my kids are
yo-yo
always,
night.
My kids,
you're on your own.
Yeah, my kids' form of boredom sometimes is there's nothing to eat, which is a form of, I need someone to do this to satisfy me, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm bored because this, and I'm like, no, you have the ability to make this fun. Just take everything in the refrigerator and put it on something and see if it tastes good.
Yeah.
Like, that's not boring.
Yep.
You may not want to do it.
Yep.
It's not boring.
Yep.
Certainly not.
So I just want to help, like, because there is this tension of wanting to constantly change things to pacify your own curiosity that is ineffective and unhelpful. But there's this other side of this that goes, hey, I'm bored. I'm just bored. I'm bored. And I want you to know, like, if you're bored in your work, that is yours to fix. That is yours to correct. It is not anyone else's. And that's not to say there's never time to switch roles, to switch careers, to change which seat on the bus that you're in, because those can all be good and valid things. But at the same point in time, the challenge you might need to be invigorated in the work that you're currently doing might need to come from you, and not anyone that you report to, not anyone around you. It is yours to figure out ways to live into your strengths, your greatest strength, which can also be a potential weakness, and to ensure that your boredom is not impacting outcomes, but that your boredom is actually leading to growth and leading to you being fully engaged in the work that you're doing in.
So good.
I got nothing else.
So good, man. That's great. All right. Well, hey, that's it for episode 194. I get bored easily. If you're new to the podcast or haven't yet subscribed, it'd mean the world to us if you did that now. So post about it. Rate and review, or both. You won't believe how that helps get this podcast in the hands of so many more leaders just like you, trying to get better like us. We'd love to hear your stories of how the podcast is working in your life and business. If you have a story, visit leadinghope.online and send that to us. It is not boring to send it to us. It's actually the opposite. And we'd love to hear from you. Everyone has 20 minutes to learn to become a better leader. Make it count.